This is Chambers and Broadway, between Broadway and Church Street. You can see how quiet it is on this Saturday in April. Right near the location of where the municipal part of New York operates. This is just to show everyone how empty New York is on Saturday right now. Very, very quiet. This is Broadway and Chambers Street. You can see here, no traffic. And then as we turn around, we're going to be taking a glimpse of New York City Hall. And this is New York City Hall here. But you can see as we turn around, there'll be no people. Correction, that is New York City Hall. That looks like New York City Hall, but it's just a school or part of the city's buildings. But that is the City Hall right there. And you can see here, no one around. This is Saturday, about 5:30. And you can see no one around. April 25th, no one wants to be around right now. You can see the beautiful buildings they have here. Frozen because the city told everyone just don't build. Everyone's at home doing other things. But the buildings are still around. We're looking south down Broadway. And a little bit further down is Wall Street, very close to the New York Stock Exchange. A little further down Broadway, but still no traffic. We're right next to the old Woolworth building. That's the building right there. At one time, one of the tallest buildings in the world. And we're still right opposite the park for City Hall. And this is the park for City Hall here. And that is City Hall. That building right there, as we go up, is a stainless steel clad building. The beautiful World Trade Center area. Empty right now, as you can see from all the people, from all the lack of people. And that is connected underground to the Fulton Street station, which has no people around it. If we go here, we can see the Fulton Street station. Beautiful train station. A couple $1 billion was spent on this station to connect all the different subways around here, but no one's here. 5:30 on a Saturday, no one. And it makes sense. Who's going to be around here at this time? No one. You don't see any tourists around here. Downtown New York is usually packed at 5:30 on a Saturday, especially April 25th. It was about 65 degrees today, but you know what? It's a lot smarter for people just to stay at home. Church Street, but as you can see, everything is frozen. No one around. That's the famous Century 21. Anything you want to buy at a superb discount is at Century 21, but you can see no one is there. And this is the entrance to the Oculus, one of the top attractions in New York. But you can again see no one around. And the 9/11 memorial is right next to here also. But again, no one around. And as I said earlier, like, it makes a lot more sense to be at home than to be around here. And now we're looking north on Church Street. This is pretty much parallel to Broadway, but one block to the west of Broadway. Day Street between Broadway, like the part you're looking at in the distance is Broadway, and Church Street. Around 6 o'clock right now, but no one is around. And that's part of the reconstructed World Trade Center area, one of the buildings. And that's another building right there, part of the reconstructed World Trade Center. They built around where the World Trade Center was. And then where the World Trade Center was, they have the 9/11 memorial. And here, we could look in the distance and see the 9/11 memorial. And you can see the Oculus, which is a $4 billion transportation hub. And that building that they're constructing in the distance is going to be like an entertainment complex.
My birthday, my 15th birthday, was some big birthday.
Now, this is just looking all the way over to Jersey City, but you can see though, no tourists around here. And that building that has the dome on it, that is a Greek Orthodox church that they're rebuilding from 9/11. They just are looking for additional funds. But you can see at this moment, Not many people around here. It's Saturday too. It's part of the empty time in New York. You can see here, Church Street, empty. And the various World Trade Centers here that they rebuilt, they're pretty much closed. Like, most people in offices are not in offices right now at all, whether during the weekday or on the weekend. Like, the various companies have told their employees stay home or work from home. They just don't want them to potentially get sick in the office. At Liberty and Broadway, you have this eerie scene of no one around. And this is looking south on Broadway. And that building there is 120 Broadway, a famous building in New York because it was built in such a dense way around the turn of the century that New York City adopted much stricter zoning codes to prevent buildings from being so dense as this building. But this is a place, the part of Broadway that's famous for parades, the ticker tape parades. But for today, empty. At Broadway and Morris Place, or Morris Street, again, no one. Around 6:30, empty. This is Broadway, as you can see from the sign. That's Morris Street. That's looking north on Broadway. And the building with the copper top further in the distance is the Woolworth building, at one time one of the tallest buildings in the whole world. Of course, no longer the tallest building in the whole world. Quiet, quiet, quiet. At the base of the American Museum of the American Indian, we can see at the very start of Broadway how very little traffic, very little people, but it's just beautiful seeing New York empty like this too. And here we're going to be looking at Battery Park. What a beautiful view. Just another view of Battery Park on this Saturday, April 25th, a quiet day.
Temporary.
Anyway, he's definitely controversial because he's like a conservative Democrat, right?